Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik. This is a game War in the Pacific, Advanced Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He is the Allied commander, for me it is Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1, no modification. 1 day turn, nothing very special. We arrived at the 9th March 1942. And let's see if there's some special operation happening. Maybe this is a little more inactive turns, because all of my major operations are over. I will maybe plan for the next strike on Fiji, Darwin, and Burma. These are maybe the next 3 bigger operations. At the same time, we have here this struggle of Wake and Central Pacific. So the cruisers are still here. I had no detection on them simply because I have no scout planes. They hit the base again, and this time they also are able to disable some of my Navy Guard units. And my subs near Sydney getting attacked again from corvettes. Yeah, more damage. So I land the next Navy Guard units at Emden. There's a Dutch smaller base. I more or less want to take all of this stuff before I maybe go for Darwin. Higher casualties on the landings. Housekeeping. Yeah. Room service in China. Good. So again, if you see the blue text, so far I understand is if you scout your own ships, or it is an official report, the game make a decision, say it's wrong report, something like this. So my carriers from the Bay of Bengal, they was looking for shipping between or on the way to Rangoon, and I found nothing, so I come close to Ceylon to maybe intercept there some task forces. But of course Ceylon or Colombo have high British interceptor activity. My poor torpedo bombers killed. No bombardment in China again, usually stuff. But high casualties. It's open terrain, nothing to hide. Compared to the swamp, still they are dying, slowly but steadily. Most of the time at least. So maybe these units will already stop to exist before my army can arrive. But at least it will help to wipe them out much easier and quickly. I think they are all disabled because they are all dying now. But there are also the Hudson's back. Luckily, or this nowadays I have some more long-range cap. I'm not sure if Oscars can really get rid of Hudson so easily, but looks like. But again, it's only long-range cap, so I don't have high numbers, and disabled or damaged Oscars also have a long way to return to Xi'an airbase, and this can maybe end with some ops losses. Good. So I was able roughly to stop, kill, force back half of the attacking bomber force. No instant kill on my side, but maybe later ops losses. And here is a big bunch of Russian bombers. And I have here also again some long range cap. But I can only stop 2-3 of these bombers. The rest throw their bombs. But they carry no damage because this is rough terrain. But we will see. Maybe in total I can kill here 4 or 5 bombers. So airstrike on Colombo, and 7 Hurricanes are on cap duty, and I have 63 escort fighters. So, but you can also see that 7 Hurricanes are on active cap duty, and many more are on training missions. And training missions can interfere and take part in intercepting mission. But they have normally, I think so far I understand, a lower combat values compared to true cap fighters. So there's a penalty if you have your fighters on training mission and they intercept something. So let's see how this ends. It's always good if the Zeros can come behind. I mean, a Zero is always more nimble. There's, I think, no allied fighter is have the same maneuver values than a Zero. But the Hurricanes, they have normally armor protection, more firepower, and the speed is at least the same. But what I learned from the Jochen game, I mean, I learned this already before, but what I really try much more in this game is carrier fighters need always be the best pilots. You cannot use any second class pilots, and train your pilots really to what is possible before you send them in frontline. So I can overcome the cap. The training pilots don't take part of this battle. And I find here some cargo ships. It's the Hex of Colombo. And some PGs. Yeah. My poor torpedo bombers gets killed. You can also see that the torpedo bombers coming here 1-to-1. I'm not 100% sure why they do this. If this is normally, often they bunch with 3 or 4 together. Here was a torpedo hit, but no explosion, so the 10% chance. And you can also see that often they come ahead. A head is always a failure, and the stern is the same. Attack from a head or a stern with a torpedo is always a failure and automatically will let the airplane turn back. So at least I can create here some hits on the fatty British tanker. And there's an AP. Maybe with some troops loaded. Nicely done. And a hit on PG. And that is a mini AO. That not really matters. again, attack on ahead. Starboard is much better. So if, and like I said before, I think the attack direction, I think, is heavily related to how skillful the pilot is. And remember that a torpedo attack is their own skill. So if you train your torpedo bombers on Navy bombing, it have no impact for torpedo attack. And again, if you make a low level attack, it is also own skill. So this is to remember. So with the Japanese, I would normally never train low-level Navy attacks. I think this is not a good skill for the Japanese because they lacking armor. But possible, but I would not suggest it. So this task force is now heavily damaged, but unluckily it looks like that the AP had no troops on board already, maybe finished unloading. Still, it is damage for the British fleet and will hamper any movements for KilRoy in the future. So now we get the sinking. Very likely the tanker go down. Yeah. My torpedo bombers gets killed by Cap. Good. Strikes on the British division. Only small impact, but at least some impact. I don't believe that there is enough supplies left for these British forces to get the disabled units back. And here are some Dutch Buffaloes still active in Amdon. They're making a, I think, ground strike. Yeah, ground attack with 50 kilogram bombs. Oh. And the Hudson attacking my ships in Bima. But they're missing. They're coming in 5,000 feet. This is a normal attack altitude, I would have said. So this is now the afternoon attack. Now all of the rest is coming, what was missing in the morning. Luckily I also have many of my zeros. And again, my zeros are able to come behind the Hurricanes. And this will make it much more easy. But still, if there's a hit on a zero, it's often also a kill. Like Oscars, they simply have no protection and the hit points are so small. But again, dying here over Colombo to protecting my strike craft, I think it's a trophy. And the Hurricanes are also dying. Of course, their pilots are maybe able to survive this, but at least I think Hurricanes this early on, there's a limited number of reinforcements the Allies can get. This 42, I think the British are fighting still heavily with the Germans over the Channel and also in North Africa, and they need reinforcements there. And there's not much that they can afford to send here to Asia. But later than 43, this will all turn good. The British are not really successful to defeat their airspace, and some going here now for, I think, port strikes. I think that speeds it up now. In total, I lost here most of my airplanes again, the dive bombers, by flak. Simply because they must go down, they won't make this dive attack. This will simply create often losses. But dive bombers, they really only need one skill. They're much easier to train. Still, out of this many attacks, there's really not much I can gain. The port hits are small, but I can create here some ships or import, I think. Most of the ships will maybe sink or be damaged or is already dead. So killing the corvette is good. The AC is AS is good, but it's only one bomb hit, and it's in the port. So I don't know. I would still say it was a tactical victory. If it have a good strategic impact is the other question. So more sinkings. I think multiply sinking sounds here, and a little more amphibious assault. And one hit on my AP, but luckily this is already, the troops are on load already on the beach, and this was more or less only the unloading of supplies, and then I get one hit. One hit is maybe not enough to create here too much damage. Bombardment in Changsha. Impact is small. Taking some dot base. This is this allied counter bombardment. So you can see I landed here with my 2 regiments and Navy Guard units. This is enough attack power to take on this base. This is also learn this fine-tuning of how many forces you need to normally attack and take these bases. In the Jochen game, sometimes I make these calculations maybe a little too low. But it's also a totally waste if you send too many units at one location. You can do this, but it's a question how many bases you can take in the amount of time. If you make it very safe, then you are also very slow. And then you may be running out of time before you can take all the bases end of March. Good. So air war was active, and I losing here more airplanes than KilRoy in total. Heavily related to all of the flag losses on this dive attack on port of Colombo. So if I don't lose this many dive bombers, then they are all related to flag or then ops losses. Plus a bunch of torpedo bombers, they all getting killed by on search mission or scout mission than by cap. So these are 15 strike airplanes I lost today. At the same time, Jochen lost a bunch of hurricanes, and if you see, I lost only 1-0. So the kill ratio for fighters is 10-1 roughly. And Jochen lost also some bombers in China. Not Jochen, KilRoy. Oh. So my 24 lost airframes at the end, 14 plus 1, 15 pilots don't return. Yeah. If it's mostly only dive bombers, they're Navy pilots, but they're more quickly to replace at the end. And Kates are better. While dive bombers, they're good maybe for killing enemy destroyers, but they're really lacking punching power, range, armament, hit points. I think it's really a plane is okay, but very sensitive for interception and weak against flak. Good. Yeah, maybe ship sunk. Official. This is now official. Achilles sunk. I don't know. Smith sunk. Don't know. But yeah, the rest I don't know. I think the Corvette maybe really go down. This is nice. This mini AO go down. Not that this have impact. The PG go down. Yes. Also nothing really important. And the AP, yeah, the AP also gets some torpedo hits, very likely go down. So that is okay. The Smith and the Achilles is, I don't know. So, no change in China, only movement. I arrive at this smaller base here, Kunchang. Still working with my Mongolian army on Langchao. No air war over Burma today. Still struggling to arrive at the swamps and get rid of this British division. Next turn, I think I arrive in Kandari. This means, and then I can also take Ambon. So maybe I take out this base next turn, and in 2 turns I can take Kandari, and then there are really no air base left in the central of syllabus in the Ceremon Sea. So then it's really only Timor what stands before I can reach finally for Darwin. Solomon Sea, Coral Sea is empty, no activity. Maybe KilRoy had a bloody nose and lost too much that he can strike here back. But the activity of corvettes near to Australia are also increasing, so I maybe must pull back my subs a little far out. Central Pacific is now again quiet. There was one bombardment of Wake, but nothing else. And North Pacific looks empty again. No activity here. Okay, thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.